What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and the Obi Wan Kenobi series for Disney Plus has been in production hell essentially ever since Kathleen Kennedy announced it, like a lot of things at Lucasfilm. But now Ewan McGregor has come out and said something definitive about when and where they will start filming, and it has big implications for this show and for The Mandalorian Season 3, for news we got about Mando Season 3 that I don't think anyone is really talking about yet. So take a look at what I am seeing here. Star Wars stuff. Ewan McGregor says production on Disney Plus's Obi Wan Kenobi has been pushed back until late spring. Now, a lot of people might argue about the pushed back terms, and Ewan McGregor says something about a lot of these rumors that have been coming out about when and where this show is supposed to take place that look like a lot of these reports and a lot of these articles online that people are sourcing have been wrong all along. But just let me remind you of how we got here with this Obi-Wan series. You remember, in August of 2019, they made the announcement at D3 that Ewan McGregor's coming back for the Obi-Wan series. And in fact, Kathleen Kennedy herself said the scripts are done, they're ready to go. Well, of course, fast forward 6 months from then, when the Obi-Wan Disney Plus series gets put on hold. This is from January of last year, when they sent everybody home. They had to rewrite all the scripts, even though Kathleen Kennedy said, they were all good, they were all done. It wasn't even close to being ready to go. They had to essentially start from scratch. Then you start having these reports come out like this. Update, rumor, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series to start shooting in January. And even though Ewan McGregor said it was going to film in spring, everyone said, well, these reports say it's going to start filming in January. And indeed, this FTIA production report, which we're going to talk more about, says that it started in January in Boston, Massachusetts, and in London, England. Keep in mind this FTIA and what we're going to talk about with them. But Ewan McGregor comes out and says all of this a few days ago. Now, he is on this is from Star Wars Leaks Reddit. He's on Eddie Izzard's charity show. That's why Eddie Izzard is running on a treadmill here, if you have any questions about that. But listen to what Ewan says.
We start making it in the late spring, and we're going to be shooting it here in LA, and not as there's lots of. It's so funny. Every week there's a new report. There was someone. My dad keeps sending me links saying, "I thought you were shooting it in LA because there's another tabloid, expose that we're shooting it in some bizarre town and somewhere." And then we were meant to be making it in Boston, and then we were meant to be making. No, it wasn't Boston. It was Boston, England, and but we're not. We're shooting it in LA, and.
So, before we listen to more, there's some really important things to pick apart there. So, we're going to be making it in late spring, and we're going to be shooting it in LA. Now, I mentioned to you guys that I think this could have significant impact for The Mandalorian Season 3 and the reports that are out there about Mando Season 3 and when it starts filming. The reason why I'm saying that is because what people were talking about around a week ago. The Mandalorian Season 3 reportedly starts filming in April. Of course, that starts in LA, right? They have that stage that they shoot Mandalorian on. You're going to hear Ewan talk about that's their plan to shoot Obi-Wan on as well. I think everybody figured that. But it doesn't really make any sense, these timelines that are starting to overlap. Now, The Mandalorian Season 3, this is all happening because of this, that FTIA, right, productionlist.com. You see this used in a lot of different reports. And it says they shoot starting on April 5th in Los Angeles, California. They would be using that stage that they use. Now, the Mandalorian production takes months, guys. It takes 4 months. I think that's right around the length that they were filming Season 2. We know they started in December. We know we saw Jon Favreau post this with George Lucas and Baby Yoda. This was on the Ahsoka episode when they were filming that. That's in January. And then it wasn't until Gina Carano posted this on March 6th, 2020, that they were actually done with production. So this is a 3-4 month process when they are shooting a film. Look at Book of Boba Fett. That was shooting in December. It's not going to be edited until around March. It's what a lot of people expect. So it's not, these timelines are starting to not make any sense. If Mandalorian Season 3 is supposed to start April 5th, then how does the Obi Wan Kenobi series start in late spring? You're talking about May, potentially June at the latest, I guess. Even that is not enough time to film Mandalorian Season 3, because it's happening at the same point now. They're both going to be doing it in LA. Something doesn't add up here.
We're shooting it much in the way that the Mandalorian series was shot.
Which
so
I
using
take it
some of that technology.
I take it you're a fan of. I'm a big fan of that. Of the Mandalorian.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah.
I really am. I really like.
And, you know, he goes on and he talks a little bit about what he likes about The Mandalorian. He's a big fan of The Mandalorian. Good for Ewan McGregor. But to me, the idea that now we get reports that it's pushed back, when in reality it seems like this was kind of the plan all along for it to start in late spring, whenever that may be. That to me means probably May. Right? That would be about late spring for me, around May. These timelines, something doesn't add up. There has been a lot of things going on with Mandalorian Season 3. People didn't think that Book of Boba Fett would come out in its place like it is going to in the slate. So does that mean that Mando's going to take a 2-year break? It might seem like that's the case, because I don't think we can really believe these reports, because I want to go to show you the Kenobi one. The Kenobi one says they're shooting March 1st. Ewan McGregor said that's not true, and still says they're shooting in Boston, England, and London, England. Remember, they switched it from Boston, Massachusetts. Now it's Boston, England. These should not be taken as official in any way, shape, or form. So I think the reports out there about Mando may be premature, because they're all coming from this same site. Something seems weird to me. I saw it, like the timelines didn't overlap, but I heard what Ewan McGregor was saying. Now, as far as the Obi Wan series itself, listen, I have my Obi Wan Kenobi story. It's called Kenobi. It's a great book from the Star Wars Expanded Universe. I highly recommend it. But what they're doing, bringing Hayden back, it's going to get a lot of attention if this thing ever does get going. I don't think there needs to be a rematch. I think the rematch between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan happened in the movie Star Wars, later renamed A New Hope. That's the only rematch that they should have had. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to bring these things out. They're going to say, oh, well, really, they had met before that. You just didn't really understand the context. That's what they're going to try to do, to try to get your money, to try to get that nostalgia, because that is Disney Star Wars at this point. They can do nothing creatively, nothing by themselves. All they can do is take and milk the nostalgia, because that is all they have at this point. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts about this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, about these weird timelines that don't add up. There's no way that, if Obi-Wan is filming on that set in late spring, there is no way that they will be able to actually do production on Mandalorian in that time frame. So they did say they're trying to build additional sound stages. I don't think they can get it done that quickly. I don't think that there will be time to do that, but maybe I'm just completely off base. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff that's not here, but I thought it was interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.